I'm going to talk today about how I have found it a lot harder to say no than yes to things. I built the first a couple successful ventures through the strategy of saying yes, but success on the outside seemed great. To me, I was pretty frustrated with things, and I'm feeling a lot happier about things now that I've learned how to say no. So the reason it's so hard, at least for me, to say no, is because of this fear of missing out and this anxiety of the potential clients I can be bringing in or where my company can be going, and just this overall anxiety of not knowing the opportunities that where something can lead based on passing on things has really been hard. But the reason I've decided to take this focus attitude, which a lot of people have really been preaching from an advisory standpoint, is because in my agency business, I totally devalued myself. At one point, I was the go-to Facebook contest guru in Canada. I understood how promo guidelines worked and the gray areas you could leverage to growth hack a marketing campaign within Facebook's promo guidelines, but still meeting what was legal versus not. But what happened was I turned to my partner at the time. I said, let's say yes to everything, because we're building these Facebook contests. Well, we can do creative, and we can do copy, and we can do coupon fulfillment, and a number of things like that. And all of a sudden, I totally devalued and minimized the importance of our core offering. And then when people thought of us for these creative services and all these other things that we were doing as an agency, anybody could do that, and we became more of a dime a dozen. So I'll give you an example now of how I've really focused when it comes to my new business, Qoints, which just at a really high level, we work with different brands and retailers, take their digital marketing campaign results, put it all in one place so they can compare against their categories in different regions. So what I've done is, it's a huge market, and I'll just talk, this is literally taken out of an investor presentation, but it shows how I kind of go down to what's our target market today. It's a $1.2 trillion space, advertising as a whole. Of that, there's about 1% today that's spent on marketing technologies. Now that's growing over 10 times over the next decade, and that's a bucket that we fit into along with another number of different startups in Toronto. But we know that bucket's growing 10 times over the next decade. We focus specifically on this real-time advertising and decision-making bucket. So again, we know we aren't looking at necessarily predictive modeling or warehousing as a whole. We're going pretty specific. But then we're digital. So of that $1.2 trillion that's being spent, we only focus on about 40% of that. Now it's going to 80 over the next number of years and 100 by 2025. But again, we're only looking at brands that are spending significant on digital opposed to traditional. And then even further, we only work with brands that spend $500,000 a year or more on their digital marketing spend. We're actually finding we've got to go even more focused on that, because the core value proposition of our product today, we're finding works more for a slightly larger organization, and this is actually becoming more of an addressable market. But in a nutshell, and then one more segment further based on the data set we've got and what brands are spending more versus others in our buckets, we go auto, CPG, retail specifically, and we've avoided financials and pharma and things like that to this point until we've hit some level of product market fit with our product, and now we're starting to look at other categories. So this is just a couple different points of how we've taken it even further. My time is up, so I will let that be it. The only other thing I'll say, it's something that dawned on me really quickly, the let paint dry comment. My favorite quote is Jeff Weiner of LinkedIn. If you launch your product and you are proud of it, you've launched too late. Constantly iterate. We found a level of sales success before we had any physical, tangible product that existed. That's it. Thank you for listening.
Questions? Jason's running, so I think he saw a question.
You just hang out here, okay? Don't meet me halfway. Here you go. You ready? Thanks. It was mentioned that you started working on your entrepreneurial ideas while at university. And as a university student, I know that like the workload that we get from school can be very hectic. So I'm just wondering, how did you manage that and school at the same time?
My grandparents aren't very happy with the end result, and I chose a business versus finishing my education. I don't necessarily preach that, and I've got one of my engineers chose to pursue exciting startup opportunity opposed to full-time school. And I've purposely talked to his parents and things like that to make sure it was a right fit. I use school as a platform to develop personally, learn how to live by myself, manage relationships, and meet deadlines, but at the same time, it opened up some doors when it came to business opportunities, and I just ran with it. At the same time, it took validating, and so this employee of ours is a part-time student now and part-time or full-time employee, and he's excited and passionate about something. And I think Jack Dorsey runs two companies, and he's infamously known for quoting himself and saying, I've got time for three, like in a day, and he just hasn't figured out what that third business is. I'm personally not of that mentality, and this whole talk was about eliminating businesses, and I didn't get into everything, but there were a bunch of opportunities that I've made go away to go super focused. So hopefully that somewhat answers it.
All right, we got a second question up here.
Hi, how you doing?
Good thing.
So there's this famous approach to startups, lean startup. So how important was it for you to adopt this approach and ship early and then learn from the feedback?
I'm very proud of that fake it till you make it mentality. And we sold product before anything existed. It was based off of about $1,500 in design contracts to mock up some front ends, and that was enough for us to take it in and speak to 50 to 75 different agencies, get pushback on things that worked, and excitement on other areas, and we were able to kind of pretend we had things, but at the same time be totally transparent in the fact that we are a young organization, we're learning, and we are looking for specific partners that are going to work with us, opposed to someone that's expecting that final product delivered tomorrow.
Awesome. Let's get a round of applause. Thank you.